A lot of sports photography is sticking it out though, isn't it, don't you think?
Patience.
Yeah,
Patience, you've got to be, like particularly cricket, incredible. You know, I know people who don't really follow cricket that can get there and they'll sit in a spot for 5 overs and have to move, and they think they've got to go and chase and find the action, but
Got to let it come to you.
we had an old saying, Araldite, if you just Araldite your butt to that seat.
That's quite hard to do though, to have that attention span, to just stay there.
It is, but I guess you've got to love what you're photographing, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm probably better at photographing the sports that I really enjoy and am passionate about.
Exactly. My mates will say to me often, you must be mad sitting at test match cricket for 5 days or in 5 tests in a series, and you must get so bored of it, but you love it. You have to love it, because it is one of those sports where...
Yeah, and because you're there with a 600mm, you feel almost part of it, because you're almost peering into the inner thoughts of the players and, you know, really going along on that journey and, you know, seeing their concentration, and that's what I love about it. And then, you know, a 5-day test match can come down to that final, you know, we've covered some incredible games that are 5 days that can come down to that final moment, and you know that at some point the big picture is going to happen, and you've just got to be ready to, you know, expect the unexpected and react to it.
What about as far as, I mean, you guys have been on a lot of cricket tours and all that sort of stuff. Do you play with the players? Hang out with them?
It's got to a point now, I've been on the tour, I guess, for the last 4 years, and you're spending so much time with them that you do become part of that family. They're very accepting people, and they bring their wives and their kids on the tours these days, and they're there for the whole time. And I've made, like you guys, I'm sure, have made lifelong friends out of the team and the staff on the team as well. And yeah, and I guess some people you make better friends with than others, and they become part of your life. And had a few of them at my wedding last year, a few of the cricketers at my wedding, and catch up with them regularly. And they're just an awesome bunch of people. And I never look at them as sports people, really, or, you know, stars, because they're just so down to earth and great people. No matter how good a friend you are with these people, you both know that there's going to come a day where you're going to have to take a difficult picture, and they might be the centre of it, whether it's on the field or off the field. It is a very fine line.
I think they understand that, though.
Absolutely, they do, but it's the range.
They've stepped out of line for something, and you know, whether it's descent towards an umpire or something like that, and your lens is going to be on them at the training session the next day, they're probably aware of that.
They know that, yeah, exactly. It's still a fine line, and something's always in the back of your mind.
Have they ever spoken to you about it? They ever said, "Oh, I didn't like you"?
Yeah, there's been moments. There's been moments, but it's
early days.
It's also sometimes there's pictures you don't take as well, which they'll respect you for. So if they've been in a certain situation and they know you've got your camera there and you don't take the picture, they'll remember that as well.
Yeah, the best cricket match I ever covered, I was only there for 2 overs. And it was in not real good with dates, but I think it was 93, and it was the West Indies in Australia, and they were playing the 4th test, and if Australia drew it or won, they won the series. Yeah, Adelaide Oval. So it was the last day, and they told us earlier, no, we're not going to go down and cover that. So then the morning of, they said, the news editor said, oh, we need pictures from that test. And they said, well, we've got no one down there. And they said, we'll get someone down there. So they came out and they said, got to get in a plane and go down to fly down to Adelaide. I said, but, and the time they had me booked on was they would have already started play in the last day. So I got on the plane, flew down, was listening to the match on the radio, and the match was, and all I was doing was sitting there watching wickets go down one after the other. So I landed in Adelaide, and there were 2 guys left. Tim May and McDermott were still left in at the thing. So I've just run straight out of the airport, looked for a cab, saw it, ran over and said, quick mate, get me out to the Adelaide Oval. I said, and the guy gave me a bit of a funny look and he said, oh, okay, yeah, no problems. So I get in there and I'm sitting there trying to get cameras ready, and we get out there, get out there, he drops me off at the front thing, and I look and I said, oh, how much? And he said, oh no, don't worry about it, mate. I said, what do you mean? And I looked around and it wasn't a cab, it was just some guy off the street. It was just some guy off the street, and he said, and he'd driven me out to the Oval. Yeah.